morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, I guess all this riding that I've done in the past year has finally caught up with me. I've been out of commission here for the past couple weeks due to saddle sores. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, all of a sudden I finished up with a ride in Bonita Springs, Florida, and noticed some unrest in the groin area. Well, as it turns out, I got saddle sores. Trying to figure out where they came from. I got a pretty good idea now, but it was so bad I couldn't even sit on the bike anymore. Very painful. Let me back up a little bit and tell you a little bit about saddle sores, what I've found out on YouTube and whatnot. Saddle sores are very common with bike riders and now e-bike riders. There's different levels of saddle sores. The most easiest saddle sore, if you want to call it that, is the chafing. That's basically where your leg is chafing up against either your saddle, your seat, or material, whatever clothing you're wearing, and you just get a bad chafing effect. I was way past that. The next level is kind of like a abscess, where fluid starts to build up, and the only way that it'll discharge is, I guess there was a kind of like a little pimple type at the abscess, and once that pimple breaks, you have big time leakage, and it's a steady leakage that goes through the abscess. So I had that. My abscess was pretty good size, and once it burst, it's like, what the hell's going on? But I got over that. But I still had a third type of saddle sore, and that's where the cartilage inside gets very, very hard. So it's a hard abscess. So it was very painful. I didn't really notice or know what it was. But it stayed very hard. It did not leak or anything, because it had gone past the softness or the liquid. I don't know what happened. I mean, if it was another one that was inside, but all these two or three abscesses that I had were on my right side, so they were all in the general area. So after viewing some videos online and stuff, some people gave some remedies to help alleviate the stress and the swelling. And I think for the most part, it's just a matter of time. I mean, you can't continue to have the abscess be stressed on. So you need to you need to just let nature take its course, which meant a lot of extra padding to soak up the discharge. And I know this sounds weird, but that's I'm just going through what I experienced. So it's been as best I can recall. Today's the 23rd of December. This occurred after my ride on December 11th in Bonita Springs. And after that occurred, I basically have not ridden my e-bike at all. I just didn't want to re-injure or irritate the abscess. I'm currently on my way down to Sarasota for another house sit. And I think it's been, what is it? Almost 11 days, that occurred. And I was basically just sitting around the house. It was hard to walk because you had, I used toilet paper, to wedge in the area where the abscess was draining. And every time I pressed down on that area, I would get a discharge. A bigger discharge, just pressing down on the area. And this abscess actually interfered with my urinary tract, where my urine flow was basically being cut off because of this abscess. So it was very hard to urinate sometimes, or fully empty my bladder, because of the abscess would constrict my flow. But 11 days later, I can feel that the abscess that had fluid in it is just about completely drained out. I was getting a discharge of blood in with it, which kind of led me to believe maybe it was kind of like a hemorrhoid. So you had a discharge of fluid and blood at the same time. So that was kind of disconcerting for a while, but that seems to have cleared up for the most part. And my heart abscess has swollen down enough where I think probably within the next few days it'll be gone altogether. Now, I've had a lot of remedies that I saw online. The biggest one I saw was the saw palmetto. It was very highly rated, and people said that that was a good thing to do. And I'll give you a picture of all the medicines or supplements that I took. The causes of it, I think my seat was a little bit too high, so I was stretching out, especially when I would come up to a stop or something like that. I would fall down flat-footed, and it would be right in that area. So I think a lot of it was the height of my e-bike seat. Some of it was I think maybe the extra padding that I had on the seat. I changed out seats to a softer seat rather than the traditional saddle seat, and then on top of that I put a gel covering seat over that seat. So I'm going to be removing that gel because I think that was just a little bit too much, and I can tell in the area where it was, where it was rubbing up real hard. So I'm going to take that out, and also I'm going to check the levelness of the seat. They say it should be fairly level, and I haven't taken my bike out of the trunk, since the 11th. So, but I'm going to verify that seat is level, because if it's up, you got more stress in the front part. If you got it down, then you got some other stress to worry about. So those are the 3 things I'm going to verify before I go back riding again. So yeah, saddle sores. That occurred, I think I'm right about 4,500 miles in 1 year, give or take. So yeah, saddle sores do happen to e-bikers. Generally, I only ride maybe about 2 hours on a trip. So, and with those 2 hours, I'm ranging anywhere from 15 to 25 miles. So we'll see. But as of today, the 23rd, I'm feeling much better. My liquid abscess, I think, is completely drained out now. I'm hardly getting a discharge on my bandage, if you want to call it, my toilet paper absorber. So that's good. So I think my hole that was created from the pimple on the abscess has completely drained out, which is good. The only thing I'm waiting now is my hard abscess, which is about half the size. It was about the size of a walnut, and I had to double check to make sure it wasn't something else, and it wasn't. My 2 other little buddies down there were still there. So yeah, so that's where I've been. That's why you've been seeing a lot of flashback videos, because I've been kind of bored and wanted to put something out there, and I thought that might be a good opportunity to go over some of my older videos on e-biking a year ago. So that's where it is, but be aware. Watch out for the saddle sores. They'll get you. All right, guys. We'll catch you probably in the next few days. I'll probably at least do a smaller ride. I'm going back to another house sit that I just finished up about a month ago. So I've got a couple trails. It's on the Legacy Trail in Sarasota, Florida. So we've been there a few times. So we'll go back there and do some riding and gradually work back into it again. But we'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in, and adios. Oh, and Merry Christmas.